Hi, this is a short video to show you how to include copyright information on your image as an overlay. So here's a picture of a dog I shot on Tuesday, I guess it was. And I imported it into Lightroom already, as you can see. Now, one of the things that's really important to do is when you import your images into Lightroom, and this is Lightroom 4, but it's the same for all versions of Lightroom, is to include metadata, your metadata, in with the export, so it'll automatically add all of your contact information. So if you scroll down here, you can see I didn't do any of this manually. I've got copyright. It says copyright Michael Cloth. It's copyrighted, and here's got the creator. There's actually a whole bunch of other information that is included as well, and obviously you can see some of the camera details. Now you can add, if you wanted to be make these things as accurate as possible, then not accurate, excuse me. It is to give you the most protection as possible. You should also include the date. So my template doesn't include the date by automatically, which I probably should change. But so here you can see that I added it so that it says copyright symbol 2013 Michael Cloth. I'll show you how to do the copyright symbol when we bring it into Photoshop. But anyways, we've got the image selected. You can see it's here selected. What we're going to do is we're going to do File. Once this is written, do File, Export. And we're just going to export it to the hard drive on the desktop here. The way that I had it set is it'll automatically rename it. So instead of being here, you can see the name of the file is _19A6213.cr2. I put my name, so mcloth. It's going to be a dash, and then it's just going to give this 4-digit number here so that I can refer back to the file easy enough. For the sake of this argument here, this tutorial here, I'm just going to do a relatively high quality JPEG. It's going to automatically convert it to sRGB, which is important for things that are posted on the web. You can see I've got it resized to fit 800 by 800 pixels. So this is a square, so it's going to be exactly that. If it had been just a regular vertical or horizontal, what would happen is you'd get 800 pixels on the long side, and then the short side would be whatever it would automatically be formatted to. We're going to do a little sharpening for screen, just the standard amount. You can put whatever you want. Standard usually works for most images for me. So the easiest thing to do here is just go down to watermark, and you can select simple watermark. This is a default selection, or you can edit your own. So if you edit your own, you can do things like logos. You can add PNG files, and so you can have a decorative one. If you keep it on simple, then that's going to be enough to add the text, and then we're just going to export. You can see that I've already got a file name that on there, so we're just going to overwrite it. Obviously we're doing the export here. The little bar will go away when it's done. And now if we take a look at the image, you can see right down here is copyright 2013 Michael Cloth. So that's one way to do it. The next thing is to bring it into Photoshop. And what I'm going to do here is just right click and do edit. You can also do Control E or Command D if you're doing a Mac. And here it tells me that my version of Lightroom is not fully compatible with the version of Photoshop, which means I just need to have an update installed. But in any case, we're going to just have it do render using Lightroom. You can choose whichever option there is most appropriate for your photograph. And that of course assumes that we've done all sorts of editing in here, which I mostly haven't, but that's okay. I'm going to pause while it comes in here. It should be relatively quick. So here we have our image. You can see it's just a background image, and do whatever edits here that you want. Whenever you are doing something in Photoshop, I really want to encourage you to do it as a non-destructive or in a non-destructive manner. And that means using new layers, whether you're doing adjustment layers here, curves or levels or any of these, or editing out little bits and pieces. Like here, if you zoom in, you can see that there's a little bit of fur here. These are the kinds of things I'm going to want to edit out before I make a print for my client. Doing these things on an empty layer will allow you to go back and re-edit those, and that's so important because no matter how careful you are, there's going to be mistakes. And for example, I use a Wacom tablet, and every now and again, if I move my pen too close to the tablet, it'll actually make a little edit, a little brush stroke across it. And if I was just working on my background layer, then I'd kind of be out of luck if I realized that, after I saved it and came back to it the next day. By doing it on a separate layer, I can always just erase the mistake, and I'm good to go. So anyways, here I've added a new layer. Of course, if you're going to do a text, then that's going to be a new layer anyways. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull down, give it any sort of font you want. I like to use the one in particular. Whatever you decide to use, I encourage you to be relatively consistent throughout all of your images. And the reason I say that is because the fonts that you choose and that you use regularly become part of your brand as a photographer. And it's really important to have a consistent brand. So here we go, I've got a new text layer, and you can see the cursor's ready for me. If you hold down the Alt key on a PC, do 0169, and then let go of the Alt key, you can see it makes a little symbol. Then, of course, you do your... Now, of course, this is relatively big, and for the most part, I don't really encourage people to put big watermarks over the image. Trust your clients not to do bad things, but certainly educate them as well. So for this one, I would usually put it up here in the corner, or maybe down here in the corner, and make it a different color so it's more legible. But that's basically it. So let me know if you have any questions. And I should tell you the Mac copyright key is the Option G. So again, to make the symbol in a PC, hold down the Alt key while you type 0169 on your number pad. On the Mac, you just hold down Option and G at the same time, and you get the same symbol. Let me know if you have any questions.